What's up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, and everything in between? Back out in the shop. Actually, not really out in the shop today. So everything that's been going on, parts are really hard to come by lately. Everything's back ordered, and that was weird. My GoPro was flashing some weird symbol at me. That was weird. Anyways, parts are really hard to come by here lately, and I've been acquiring parts for the Budget Civic build. Budget Civic build. It's our white 94 EX Coupe. I did a video a little while back, kind of like introducing the car whenever I got it, and I actually got the car while I was out at PRI. And but anyways, as soon as that car came here, I started acquiring some little bits and pieces and some parts and stuff, and it kind of took forever for the parts to kind of acquire. I haven't gotten all the parts for it, but we have gotten a lot of them, and it's just been kind of a long, drawn-out process waiting for them all to come in. So I'm going to throw in the clips of me getting a bunch of the parts, and you can tell my outfit changes because I'm like in my work clothes, I'm not in my work clothes, and it was just like periodically parts would randomly show up. So this is kind of a conglomeration of like me getting all the parts for it. Anyways, I'll show you those parts right here, and we'll walk through that, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it after you see what we got coming for it. All right, guys, so we got a few pieces in for the Budget EG Civic, and we'll show you what we got. Got this nice little eBay JDM intake manifold. I've never seen one of these in person, and I mean, it was like 125 bucks. It's obviously like a Skunk 2 knockoff or a Blocks knockoff, one of the two. I mean, they both have that same pad on the top of them, but judging by the length of that was probably made for a Skunk 2 sticker. The casting on this is not very good. You can see like pinholes in the casting and stuff in random spots, and then you can see where they've actually like welded, because there was a spot missing in the casting, so they welded it up and then media blasted it to try and cover it up. This little port here is bent. They like deburr the edge of all this casting and like the machine surface, but they don't like deburr it the right way. It looks like they just take a flat disc to it and just deburr it. So there's a little hole there too. I'm not too sure any of this stuff's going to be the right height, and you might run into an issue where the fuel rail's crooked or something. That's just part of the stuff you run into when you buy something like this, one of these knockoff intake manifolds and stuff. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. I definitely probably going to pull this out and then maybe just buy a barb and then like thread a barb in it. Because I don't want to take a chance of that thing falling out. And I may end up doing the same thing with like this and maybe this one. I might switch everything and just pull them out. That thing probably too. Or I'll weld a couple of these up. Might be what I do. I'll probably weld up a few of them, and then I'll probably just go through and actually drill, say like the end of this big flat spot here. Maybe I'll drill a couple holes and put 1/8 inch MPT, like quick connect push lock deals in it and stuff to do away with some of the hoses and zip ties on this build. Also got, I found these motor mounts online, and I opened one of them up earlier, cut all the tape on and stuff so I could obviously do this little unboxing, but bought these motor mounts, and honestly, like, I wasn't real sure what to expect, but the machine work on these, like, I don't know if you can tell, but like the machine work on these things is actually pretty nice. It's funny because it actually says, like, they're engraved. It says, well, you gotta look at it this way, like DC, LH, so that's going to be DC Integra 3-bolt mount, left hand side. You know, they're engraved and stuff. Like, I'm actually really impressed with these. These were like $69 on eBay. I think if you buy like a Hasport or something like that, you know, you're gonna spend $300 on a set of mounts. You know, granted, I don't necessarily like that it's got like a laser etched logo on top of it. I'd rather them just been raw, but I don't even know. I think even the raw option had a laser etched deal in it, so I was like, oh, whatever. You know, I didn't really care that much. But yeah, motor mounts. The car has some motor mounts with it, but they look pretty beat up, and they're like mixed match motor mounts. So I just went ahead and opted for a set of $69 billet mounts. Next piece we got piston rings, and then we got some Nippon Racing pistons. I talked to Jesse over at Nippon Racing and kind of told him what I was trying to do, and he said, "Yep, I got what you need." And so I ordered a set. He got them right out to me. I'm not in a huge hurry for them yet because the motor's obviously not anywhere close to being able to be put together. But, you know, with the rods that I have, they're a budget rod. And then these pistons, these are like $200, I think what they are. This is their version 2 turbo piston. It's a flat top. I would assume... yeah, 81.5 mil. You can't really see it there. Yeah, 81.5 mil. Basically a Type R, or Type R, good grief. Basically a GSR piston, 81.5, but it's got anodizing and stuff on the top for knock resistance, and it's a full floater pin. Look them up. This actually is on, like, if you look up like B series pistons on the Nippon website. You actually have to go to the very last page to find this piston, the version 2 piston. It's got coated skirts and stuff on it. I mean, for the money, like I said, I think they're like $199 online for the floating pin, and then the non-floating pin, like the press pin, are like $179 or something. You know, you buy a set of forged pistons, and forged pistons are, you know, $600, and you know, my goal with this car is to be somewhere in the ballpark of like 400 to 500. You know, honestly, I'll be happy with like 400 to 450, but it would be cool to, you know, see this thing make 500. But yeah, so we'll get these in and we'll use these and, you know, try and see how far we can push them. Yeah, flat top P72 turbo piston. But super pumped to try all this stuff out. I can't wait for this build to come together. So, you know, should be pretty cool. But yeah, we got some more parts coming. So whenever that all comes in, we'll do a little small unboxing and all that stuff, and tell you what all that costs as well. Like I said, this is going to be a budget build. That's why I'm opting for all the eBay stuff, you know, and a cheaper cast piston, because I don't want to put forged pistons in it. I don't want to put I don't want to put a $400 intake. I don't want to put a $400 set of mounts, you know, in this thing. But like I said, whenever these other parts come in, we'll go through those, and I'll tell you what all that stuff costs as well. And hopefully at the end of this, I can try and put together a little list of everything that I bought and a breakdown of all the prices, and kind of give you an idea how much we have in this thing. So that way you guys can do this exact same thing. I don't know if there's anybody else out there on YouTube doing something like this. I'm sure there probably is. I'm not the only guy that wants to build a budget Honda. So, but anyways, we'll get into that here later. All right, so we got another little piece of the puzzle here. And for the little budget build Civic. Got some China numbers on it. So, well, open this up a little bit easier. This view really stinks. Let's see what we got here. Might be a little dead giveaway here. Little 70 mil throttle body off eBay. The casting looks a little rough on it, but I mean it's not terrible. It did come with map sensor and TPS. Obviously probably won't use this map sensor. I'll have to get a boost one, probably get like a little Honda 3-bar or something, which I mean I guess with the stock map you can run like up to 10 or 11 pounds with, but I'll probably go ahead and buy like a Honda one or something for it. And then what I'll probably do is I'll probably go through and pull these out and put some red Loctite on them, make sure those don't come out at any point. But honestly, it looks pretty nice. I think this thing was like I think this was like 59 bucks on eBay. So 70 mil throttle body, you know, gotta have a big throttle body for all the boost. But I mean the machine work and stuff on the back of it looks really nice. As far as the casting goes for some of these little ports and stuff, all that looks pretty good. Probably go through and deburr some of this. But up here, you know, where they drill the holes, the casting isn't the prettiest, but I mean it looks like a stock throttle body to me. So sweet, it's awesome. But we got one more piece coming, and we'll show you that as soon as that gets here. All right, so we got another package in the mail. Let's see what this one's all about. For the budget build B series awesomeness. Bam. So feels pretty heavy. You know, we are sticking with the budget build theme behind this car. I'm gonna try and get. I don't want to be like the other guys on YouTube where they're like budget build, but they like their budget build is like $800 turbo kits. You know, complete turbo kits. That's all fine and dandy. But I want to try and do it a little bit nicer than some of those kits, so I opted for this piece here. I see these all over the internet. I've always wanted to try one when they first started getting popular, and I've seen a couple guys use them, not necessarily from this supplier, but I mean honestly, it doesn't look terrible. This particular one, I believe, came from a place called FAPO. One thing I can say I don't like necessarily right off the hit is I don't like, it looks like they media blasted it or something. So like the flange here for the wastegate, it doesn't have like a smooth finish on it, so I don't know how well that's going to seal up. It's not a machined surface. Granted, the gate will have a fire ring in it, so it should help seal it up. But I'm like super weird about like V-bands being flat. So I may end up taking a file of this and filing this down, making sure this is flat. This manifold here is made out of Schedule 40, if I remember right. Which is obviously, you know, pretty thick steel. It feels pretty heavy. Feels like any other ram horn I've had in the past. You know, everything seems to be welded on the inside and ported. I believe this is a T3. And it's funny because you look at these and you can tell somebody mass produces these, and then someone else goes back through and it's like they turn their the pulse on their welder, and then they just go back over and like pulse over pre-existing welds and stuff. But yeah, like I said, it doesn't look terrible. And this manifold cost was actually 289 bucks. And as soon as I purchased it, I actually saw something come up on the ad where they, like, as soon as I purchased this and I got the the note in my email saying that, you know, the order was final or whatever, I ended up clicking on the link and they immediately changed the price of them. So it was $289 and they bumped it up to like $320. So I must have got to an old ad and they were like, oh, dang it. He got us. But yeah, overall, like I said, looks like a decent piece. I mean, like I said, it looks like every other ram horn I've ever had, but substantially cheaper. So, pretty cool. All the flanges, I don't know if you can see it there. There you go. All the flanges, you can tell they've taken like a board sander to them. Or so I got my flashlight out here. I wanted to look inside some of these ports and kind of see how the. More than likely, these are not back purged. Now you can tell down inside there, right there at the seam of that pipe, that they're not back purged. It doesn't have like a rolled weld on the inside of it. Looks like, see down in there, you can see a bunch of slag and stuff like peppering down inside those. I'll probably get down in there and try and hit those with a carbide bit as best I can to knock some of that stuff loose. One for flow and two so it doesn't get in there, come loose and end up trashing my little $200 turbo. But yeah, you can see some of that slag down in there. But all in all, I mean, it's not too bad for the money. That's what you get. I mean, it's to be expected with a $289 manifold, where, you know, most places will sell something like this for, you know, $700 or $750 or something. So, but I mean, it looks like a nice piece. So anyways, another piece of the puzzle. Alright, so I couldn't resist. I had to mock it up. There it is. That is basically like a Rev 9 turbo manifold. And that is a VS 6162 T3 cast wheel with a 82 AR exhaust housing. I believe that is a 3-inch V-band. My stand is like falling over here. I need to get it to stand up straight, but really I just wanted to mock it up because I wanted to see it. I always love these old ram horn setups. They just look so good. But hopefully that's what it'll take to get us to that goal of 450 all American, Chinese, choo-choo boy Honda horsepowers. Love it. Looks super cool. Alright, so as you saw there, you know, we got a handful of pieces. I kind of broke down and told you roughly what they cost. My goal with this thing is to try and keep it under, if I can, under like $5,000. You know, I roughly have probably $1,800 in the shell, because I traded my scooter for it, and that's roughly about what I had in that scooter. You know, in all reality, would I have paid $1,800 or something for this car as a roller? No. I mean, you know, something like this in my eyes is probably like $1,000, $1,200 car. This car particularly though does have some good parts on it, so to me it was worth it. Already having a set of wheels and tires on it, already having, you know, exhaust on it, which we're probably not going to use the exhaust, but it's on there. You know, and it's already got coilovers and stuff like that. And overall, the car is pretty clean. You know, it does need some, you know, minor body work to make it look decent. And where I'm from, we call that KCSR clean. Local guys will understand that. Some of you that aren't local, you all won't get it. So it's kind of a little inside joke to my Kansas City Honda crew. But you know, it is, like I said, it is pretty clean. I do have more parts coming for it. Obviously, what you saw there isn't everything to put a car together. So, but that's just the beginning part of, we'll say like part 1 of parts acquiring. So from here, we'll get a motor built and we'll go through all that. Anyways, that's gonna be a later video. And we'll come back to all that on another time whenever more parts show up. We're still waiting on more parts, so as the parts come, we'll walk you through all those. Yeah, but anyways, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, comment, like, subscribe, keep following along. Don't forget, hit the bell so you get all the notifications. And hope everybody's having a great 2022. See you on the next one.